Hello and welcome. This is Computing 372 Group 11, and today we will demo our BudgetWise application. We will follow the following list for our application demo. To start with, let's ask ourselves a question. What is budgeting and why is it important? For everyone, budgeting helps us in organizing finances, setting small goals, and sticking to that plan. It is the foundation of taking charge of your money. Why? Because budgeting is telling every dollar what to do, every single dollar. But let's be honest, sometimes all this budget planning gets exhausting. There is no app other than to-do list or spreadsheet or paid budgeting apps for budget planning. With the use of spreadsheets and paper, it can get tough to keep track and keep your financial drive alive. Let me ask you guys one more question. How many times you woke up early to create a new budget, fill your spreadsheets in, and see the result? The answer could be occasional for some and never for others. Those long run moments, like paying your debts, can sometimes feel super draining in the short term. Sometimes the excitement of fun right now or the short term thrill of impulse spending can take your eyes off your priorities. And sometimes life gets so busy that we lose the consistency of staying on top of our money. The thing is, budgeting should be what it does for you today and in the long run. No matter where you find yourself on your budgeting journey, we have got a new application for you to help you with all your budgeting needs. Application. So without wasting much of the time, let's jump straight into the application architecture. The application uses simple client-server architecture. Client makes requests to the server validates the request, and after validating, the response is sent back to the client. We are using Pern architecture for our application. The server-side backend is built using Node.js, which connects to external API Elephant SQL that provides database services in PostgreSQL. The backend also uses an internal service from Google Cloud Platform for authentication called Google Sign-in. Google Auth returns an object with valid user email, which is encoded by an in-house API to be saved as a unique key in the database for identification. If email encoding matches, the user can use BudgetWise application and send requests to or from server for finance management. We have also used a root controlling architecture for backend development. It eases connectivity to backend services and helps us in modular application development. And the front end is built using React.js, and the CS framework that we used is called Andy.
Hi, my name is Dmitry. I'm a member of a group called BudgetWise, and today I'm going to demonstrate some features of our app called BudgetWise, especially login, our header for page, and analytics. So let's get started with login. So in order to log into our page, we're using Google Authentication Service. So in order to have such pop-up window and be able to log in via our Google accounts, we use that service in Google Cloud. So just test it, and yeah, we can get in our app. I also want to show that if your email is not in our database, you will not be able to log in. You will get such notification, but you can just enter your email over here. Also, I want to mention that over here we have validation for input, so it's email. If it's not email, we will not proceed the next step. So if we just put this email, click OK, we get our email succeed, and then we can easily log in via this email. Right now it's empty because this user was just for testing purposes. Also, I want to mention that our login also generates a token over here in local storage. So in order to classify the user who makes any API calls, and also for security reasons. So if we log out and we'll go to check our token, we'll see that it's empty. Yeah, so let's log in with my user. Yeah, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about header. So in header, we have these pages over here. Also, we have the name of our app on the left, the email of the user, depends who is logged in. So if I'm going to log in with a different user, I'm going to have another email. So yeah, very easy. Also, this button log out with a hint. So also you can open these pages over here in a new tab. So you can just click it like that, and this page is open, so you can see everything works. And now I'm going to show you that if you put any URL that doesn't match with our URL, for example, random one, we will get the page not found. Over here, it's this page is that's taken from NTD library that we used. So we can go back and we're here.
After logging in, the user is exposed to the budget portfolio screen. On the header, there are 4 tabs. Each tab represents a feature of the application, and we will explore each feature in a linear order in this video. On the left, you could see the user's available credit information, and on the right, there are 4 buttons for different features. Let's jump straight into the application workflow. Once the user is logged in, he can add different budget categories for different expenses. But note, you are not allowed to add a budget category unless the credit card information is added to your wallet and credit is added and there is some credit in your wallet. Let's see how we could do that. First, you click on Add Credit Debit Card button and add in the details. You can see the card will automatically detect the card type, which gives a really cool animation. Let's try with Visa card and then with MasterCard to see it in action. Note all these fields are also validated as they are typed in. For example, adding the wrong month, adding negative amounts, adding incorrect credit card number will give you warnings on the screen. Once you add all this information and click on the add and click on the OK button, the credit card information will be added to your wallet. You can view credit card information by clicking on My Cards button, and you can also edit or delete the credit cards that you want to delete from the application. Now you are all set to add different budget categories. To add a budget, click on Add Budget button and the model will pop up. You can add the category of the budget and the maximum amount you want to spend for that category. In this demo, I will add groceries, and for the maximum amount, I will add $400. Again, all these fields are validated for errors. Once you click on the OK button, the budget card will appear on the budget portfolio screen. Note, the credit is not changed. Why? Because this amount is the amount of how much we promised ourselves to spend for groceries. Let's add one more budget for this demo and call it entertainment with a maximum amount of $200. If you click on the Add Expense button, another model will pop up, and once you add the expense, you will see the available credit will change, and the percentage line will also change to different colors, maybe to yellow or red to indicate different zones of your spendings. Let's see this in action. You can also delete all the budget cards by clicking on Delete All button and delete a single card by clicking on Delete Budget button. And this concludes the budget portfolio feature of BudgetWise application.
Budget categories, and each of these budget categories will have their own individual expenses, and these expenses can be added by using the add expense button. So let's say, like, if I want to add an expense for my school, I add $20 for something like groceries and click on OK. It gets added to my like expenses. When I click on the budget logs tab, I can view all these expenses and the date they were added or modified on. So over here you can also sort them by a budget category. So let's say if I click on school, we can see the groceries expense that we just added. Now you have an ability to like delete or edit these budget logs. So let's say I want to delete my tuition budget log. I can just click on delete, and then it is a confirmation so that you don't just like click on it by mistake and it gets deleted. So you delete it over here and it gets updated and you get a message. In case I wanna edit, because I mean, like, let's say I add a description by mistake, like, so I would school have groceries. I can click on edit, change groceries to something like my books, and maybe I spent more than 20. I spent like $50 on my books, and I can click on OK. It gets updated over here with books, and we get a message for that. If I go back to my budget portfolio tab, you can see that school has $50 which got updated over here. Application is called Split Track. You can go to the Split Track by clicking on this tab. On this tab, first you can see the total owings. It is the amount that someone owes you subtracted by the amount that you owe someone. You can add these owings by like using the receiver's email or by clicking on this button called add owings. So when you click on this, you select like if you owe someone or someone owes you. Let's say I owe someone, and over here I can just type an email like this, and then I can add a description to it, like maybe project for 372 and $10. So when I click on OK, this gets added, and now it will be updated for this email too. And if the user with this email logs in, he can view like how much that I owe them. You have the ability to edit these logs. So let's say if I don't owe like $10, I may owe like $20. I can just click on OK, and it gets updated, and even the total owing gets updated. And I also have the ability to delete it by clicking on this. Like make sure that you don't delete it by mistake, and then you can delete it like this. You have also an ability to like check like all the logs of what you owe and all the logs of what people owe you, and that's how this application works here.
So now we're going to talk about our analytics page. So we just go to this analytics, and here is our graphs. We have 4 different graphs, 3 type, and we have 2 bar graph for different reasons. Let's just start one by one. So this is our line chart graph. So over here on the y-axis, you can see the amount of spending, and on the x-axis, you can see dates or days where it was spent. So you can see how like I spent a lot of money on the 24th of July, then less, and so on. Now let's go to our next graph is a pie chart over here. So it's just a pie chart of all categories in our budget portfolio. Also, these buttons are clickable. So if you click on go out, we will decrease our pie chart without go out part. Same for anyone. So like that. Also, this graph is clickable. So for example, if we click on go out, we can go to another pie chart, and this graph describes and this pie chart is a descriptions of go out that we clicked. So you can see that when I go out, I go to Starbucks, restaurant, spend money on coffee, lunch, cafe, and so on. And also this button is clickable. Also here we have day range, like month range. So we can choose what month we want to see. For example, if we just choose July, it's going to be a little bit different pie charts. It's in August, I did some changes. Also, if we choose, for example, from January to May, we're going to not get any data since at that time we didn't do any changes. And actually at that time we didn't have even our project. But if we do from May to, for example, August of 2023, yeah, we still get the same pie chart as we have in the beginning, since between the day we did all our spendings. So now let's take a look at our budget bar chart. So over here, it's also a different type of graph with the same data for pie chart. So it's our descriptions, sorry, no descriptions categories in budget portfolio in this pie chart. So you can see that in rent I spent too much money. Also, same idea as in pie chart, we can delete some blocks and can redeem it. And now our last type of graph is split track bar chart over here. So in this bar chart, we have a data for how much we own and someone else owns. So as you can see, I have that somebody owns me $10 and I own only 5. So in total is $5 that I should get soon. Yeah, so that's our analytics page. Yeah, thank you.